Hello everybody, welcome to this game of Dead by Daylight. Today, the new chapter came out. Well, technically it was yesterday when this uploads, but it was today. Anywho's a doodle. New killer, new survivor. How do we feel about things? So, let's just review what the new survivor is first before we jump into the killer. We have, what's her name again? Zarina. Yeah, anyways, Zarina, out of all the survivors come out for like the last year, except for Ash, who came out with a very broken power, and then it got super nerfed into the ground, Zarina actually comes with two very interesting perks. I wouldn't say that they're going to be top tier, but they are actually usable. So first we have off the record, this one can be completely ignored. It doesn't in any way seem worthwhile. Essentially, it just gives you a temporary iron will and no blood, and no a temporary iron will. You still get blood. Sorry about that. I got a little mixed up. Haven't been reading too much. It's temporary iron will and a temporary, what's it called, distortion effect for 60 seconds. I don't see why you would want temporary. You could just run iron will and always have the effect of iron will. Distortion I can see being useful, as this one works for 60 seconds, but unfortunately, just it's situational at best. And again, some of the best survivor perks are not situational; they're just always consistent. Now, red herring is a very interesting one. When you've been repairing a generator for at least 3 seconds, it highlights, and one of the effects that you could do with this highlighted generator is that you get into a locker and it causes a loud noise indicator as if you failed the generator for that generator. Which can be very interesting. This is one of the ones I found that might find some play, but it's definitely not going to be easy to use effectively, but can do some damn good. Unlike the pebble, this allows you to get into a locker anywhere, so you cause a noise far away from yourself and you can get a different generator done. But then we have for the people, this one is amazingly good. It's effectively a needle, or well, what stypic or styptic used to be, whatever they want to call it. Effectively, as long as you are full health, you can put yourself into broken status and heal someone one full health state, just instantly. It is effectively the old stypic, whatever effect, and it's actually pretty damn good. Now, of course, the downside is that you sacrifice your own health, but I can just imagine in a survive with friends, killer got your friend down, you know, crap's going down, pop yourself, quick heal, and run out the gate. I could see this being used in survive with friends. It's a very interesting perk, and it's one it's been a very long time that I've ever been interested in a survivor perk. That is one of them I would practice with. But moving on to the killer, now you'll notice that I never released a PTB review of the killer or anything, and that's mostly because I wasn't interested. Legitimately, for the last year, the DLC has been very disappointing for me. And I expected this killer to be equally as disappointing, and what I mean by this is that it just is a killer that exists with no unique purpose or real style of play. It's a rehashed mechanic that is just, you know, almost a copy, but just done in a different way, but not unique enough to use, and I'll explain in a minute here. So first, let's go over his perks. His perks are Gearhead. This one's weird. After hitting basic attacks, this activates temporarily, and then whenever they hit good skill checks, their generator is revealed. It's a weird requirement to have to hit people to get a temporary boost. I'm assuming that the boost lasts for longer. I've heard people like this, but for me, having to hit people twice for a boost is really weird. I guess if you hit people, but if you're dishing out damage, different. It could get way too out of whack. I don't trust the inconsistency of Gearhead. Dead Man Switch. This one is another kind of really situational one. You have to hook the obsession, and then this perk activates temporarily. And then when survivors stop repairing a gen, it just blocks that gen. And it's like, yes, it tells you the generator's there, so you know someone was there, but they have to let go first. And after they know that they let go when the obsession specifically is hooked, that's just when things get hectic. Now, there are a couple of new perks that swap obsessions that could make this more valuable, but then you have to go into a whole obsession build, and the obsession builds are always kind of iffy because don't stop the generators from being done, and without ruin these days, it's abysmal. We just hope that the survivors are doing the stupid tome and then they don't rush your game. That's how it works. Then the next one is a Hex Retribution. It is a Hex Totem, and when anyone cleanses a Dull Totem, they're oblivious for a bit, and if they cleanse this specific Hex Totem, all survivors are revealed for 10 seconds. It's not that bad. Not great. Wouldn't put it in my build. It's got potential, but Hex Totems suck, and the best Hex perk got nerfed, so it's kind of like, I don't know why I would ever use this. But that's that. Now to talk about the Deathslinger in general, he's a 110% movement speed with a 24 terror radius, 24 meter terror radius, and he's tall. Effectively, he's a huntress, but worse, and let me explain. He's got the Redeemer, which is his gun. He holds down the sights, he shoots his harpoon, the harpoon hits a survivor, then you have a reeling in minigame kind of thing. So you reel them in. The more you reel in, the more damage to the chain. Survivors can move side to side and try to put an object between you and them so that the chain takes damage and the bar fills faster so it breaks. If they break the chain that way, you get stunned, they get injured into deep wounds. That's it though, so it's kind of like Legion. The only way you can hurt them with the harpoon is if you pull them in all the way and basic attack them. Once you basic attack, you break your own chain and you hit them. So it's a basic attack. So all basic attack effects, no hit, exposure, all that, work with it. Now, why is he worse than Huntress? Well, his attacks don't deal damage. Though yes, if the survivor breaks it, then yes, you hurt them, but you take a stun. Now, the problem with this is you take a stun, the whole wind up pulling them in thing takes time, and then dealing the damage takes time. If you were to get a successful hit with the harpoon and pull them in and hit them, then you still have to reload. You have to reload after every shot if you want to get your harpoon back. Not in order to basic attack, but just to get your power back. And you walk slowly, and it takes quite a bit of time after every shot. A missed shot also slows you down, so if you miss, it's horrible. The aiming is not terrible for Deathslinger. The harpoon travels up, so you have to aim a little down if you're going for a far shot. It's not unlimited range. It's only, I believe, 18 meters. Somewhere I read that. I don't know. I'm going to assume it's 18 meters. Apologies if that's wrong. But the point is, the harpoon is interesting, it's different, and it's a gun. So it really brings out that unique feel, but is it really unique? And would you ever use Huntress over him? The answer should be no. If you can't handle Huntress, I don't know how you handle Deathslinger, because realistically, he's harder to hit with because his harpoon does not have the hitbox of the hatchet. It's actually thinner, so you have to be a little more accurate. But you don't have to charge a hatchet up, you can just shoot. But the problem with this is, if a pallet is in between you and the opponent, you're not going to be able to hit him even if you harpoon him. You'll break the chain, and then you'll take the stun. They'll be injured into deep wounds, but they could just take off running while you're stunned and completely get away from you. The point is, we'll demonstrate everything is, but Deathslinger is just discount Huntress. Ghostface was alternative Myers, Leatherface being alternative Hillbilly. We're just kind of like, it doesn't feel fresh. Where Spirit was legitimately a fresh power. Even though I don't like Spirit was probably the freshest power we've had in a long time. And Deathslinger just doesn't do it for me. Hopefully, if he does it for you, that's great. But we'll get into some gameplay. I'll show you the things I do know. I've been very unlucky and haven't gotten the new map. I've played the new map once out of like 20 matches, so I haven't really gotten to appreciate it all that much. But we'll see how it is. I'll see you all in game. Unlucky today, I did not get the new map. Man, this has been... It's supposed to be a higher chance. I thought I saw someone. I saw different colors. Been playing too much Resident Evil 1. Anyways, that's what the gunshot looks like. I thought I saw something. That was wrong. I mean, someone was there. 1 point. Scratch marks went in. And then there's a Davy. So, unfortunately, just like he did there, there we are. What had happened was he dropped the pallet, and there's nothing you can do about the pallet. Oh, but that was very foolish of him. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna take my reload, deal some damage to this, make sure no one's on it. But he dropped the pallet, which was smart, but he should have just kept running, because even if I hurt him through it, it would give him quite the advantage if he was gonna take the hit. Now I may have said that like Huntress is better, and in this scenario, like I feel like Huntress could have gotten 2 hits just as fast if he didn't so foolishly, you know, bump into me. Man, what is with everybody today? Come here, you! Goodness gracious. Okay, where are we going now? Okay. Yeah, let's take him out. Might as well. We're at the point where we can. I'm gonna go ahead and reload here. Okay. I don't want to pick up the person who likely has Decisive Strike first. At least let's go pick up the other guy and... Oh. That's interesting. Hi, you. Down you go. Getting a lot of good hits. My save the best for last is building up. Now, if you ask why my build is the way it is, it's just because these are the perks I have. I find Infectious Fright to be moderately good on him. Because, I don't know, maybe because Infectious Fright's actually pretty decent. It's not bad, not amazing. Not bad though. People tend to just really do the dumb. Wait, is that other guy still back here? Oh my god, nobody saved you. You poor soul. I am so sorry. They saved that other guy. For you, they were like, no. No, sir. Well, we're on 3 hooks, 1 gen in. Good for me. Got my Huntress Lola up. Speak of the devil. They're all over here. And he's in a locker. They're both in a locker. Okay. And he just killed himself. Time to die. Never mind. You got it too? I hope so. Because I know they both got in a locker. I told you that Hex Retribution. Not half bad. Not half bad. But that's what they get for taking out my Huntress Lullaby. But it's just situational because you have to run totems and totems suck. And the aura reveal's nice in this kind of situation. It just kind of contributes to my snowballiness. But other than that, I honestly think like people just killing themselves off quickly when they get a bad start. Like, you in here? No? Okay. I thought I'd try. A lot of people doing some crazy shit. Truth be told, I think they're gonna go for the save a little early because he's looking a little unhealthy here. Now, one thing you can do is you can get a shot through the window, pull him up to the window seal, and then bop him one. What are you doing over here? What are you doing? Get out of here. Now, it's pretty much over, but it would be for any killer at this point. I really don't know what survivors are doing. Oh, God, yes. Break everything. So he ran to the other side of the map over there. I hope he stays over there. Truthfully, I do. This game might not last as long as my intro was just explaining shit. Wow. Hi, you. Yeah, but now you can kind of see what I mean with time. Better survivors wouldn't run into everything I have. I wouldn't think. Unless this character, you know what? I'm wrong. This killer is top tier, 100% amazing. Fight me. I had some games today. I mean, I haven't lost yet, but I think it's just because I haven't played in a while and my rank's at like, what, 9 or 8 or something. Need to rank back up from the D ranking. Oh, the disconnect. Went right for it. Huh. I wonder where you are. Your scratch marks are here. But spending time here means that I'm not finding the hatch. And even if I found them there, I'd have to hit them twice. Maybe not the best situation. I can't believe he disconnected. Oh, they are really not having a good time with me, let me tell you. Oh, I found it. Please don't have the doors on the other side. Probably on the other side. It is on the other side. Damn, we're gonna have to run straight there. I honestly think it's gonna take 20 seconds for me to run all the way. Yeah, it is. I'd have to see it. No, he's not on that one. Oh boy. Not on that one. Okay. Whew. If he was smart, he would have been on one like from the start. Like just waiting there. It would have taken me 20 seconds to walk this far. Well, he's dead. Being a ranged killer, just like Huntress, you have the ability to pressure. One thing I like about Huntress over Deathslinger is Huntress has multiple shots. Deathslinger has one, and then you must reload. Though he doesn't have to use a locker, just like missing all that time for that, all the time for this, and you're slower the whole way through. It's pretty damning. I think they're gonna die. Well, it was nice knowing you. I don't know what you're up to. Hope you have a key, maybe? Maybe has a key. But the whole, like, his power, I don't think justifies him running at 5% less speed than your average killer, for sure. That crow flew up. He's here. No? Was it just delayed? Am I crazy? I am indeed crazy because he's over here. I missed. Oh, that's another thing. The hatchets for the Huntress are a little wider. Yeah, I never caught you. You're your first catch of the day. I'm gonna hook you. Get that sacrifice before the end. I think that's one of my challenges. But I can confirm, again, survivors who play well, I honestly think I could have done better as Huntress. Though Huntress has the lullaby, it's not directional anymore. So comparing his quick shots to her slower shots, hers deals damage, and she can melee attack almost instantly after dealing damage with her ranged attack. So especially like if you're in the basement, you shoot your or throw your hatchet down, they run up, and then you hit them with the melee. Here, you would harpoon them into your melee and then have to, it's as if you just meleeed them. It's normal, it's basic, it's underwhelming. Oh, I'm rank 7. Okay, because yeah. Survivors have not been particularly good, and maybe it's because I'm not at rank 1. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. It's been a while since I have been playing. I've been enjoying Resident Evil, Payday 2, and Warcraft 3, all different great games, and Resident Evil 3 is coming out in just a month, a little under actually. Resident Evil Resistance coming free with that, which is the new asymmetrical Resident Evil game, which is where I'm jumping boat to. I said that about Death Garden. Shame. Last year. Shame. Hide or Die. I didn't say it about Hide or Die, but I tried with last year. Last year's, it's okay. It's not doing amazing, but it's not doing great, and they did some shady things on the side that I don't agree with. Capcom's a really cool company, has made tons of amazing games, and I hope that Resident Evil Resistance is as good as Resident Evil Outbreak, except it's going to be asymmetrical and really cool. The gameplay I saw looked perfect for me. It was like everything I ever wanted in asymmetrical games. And then we also get Resident Evil 3. So if you ever come by my stream, I'm actually streaming Resident Evil 1. We're doing various challenge runs to get that 100% achievement hunted. We'll be doing Resident Evil 2 as well. I'm missing one achievement, which is the brand new one that leads up to Resident Evil 3. And then after that, I might be doing other Resident Evils in between. I don't know if I have enough time to do all of them in a month, but we're almost done with Payday 2 as well. If you want any of those videos up here, if there's something with Resident Evil that you're behind on that makes you hesitate getting Resident Evil Resistance, let me know. I will go get some footage and get any lore you need put together for you, and we can put it together. That's what I intend to do before the release of Resistance, to get you guys caught up a week before so you know whether you want to be in or be out. Resident Evil 2 Remake was a fantastic game. Resident Evil 3 has to be just as good because it's looking just as good, and then Resident Evil Resistance is just, you know, cupcake to my cake. I get both a cupcake and a cake. As for Dead by Daylight, I'll be keeping an eye on it. It's not all hope lost, I suppose, but the game's been rough playing Killer. I've had no fun with that. Playing Survivor's been boring, it's too easy. And then when you do play Killer, either it's a game like this where Survivor's doing tomes or just not playing proper, you know, it just feels extremely underwhelming, so I'm bored because there's no challenge. Or it's Survivors that get all the gens done in like 3 minutes, and then it's like, well, I mean, like, what the hell could I really do? There's no happy ground here, so I'm gonna go to my happy ground elsewhere. Thank you all for watching. If you want more Dead by Daylight, it'll still be coming. It'll be here and there. We will follow up with the Doctor things. Doctor got some changes. Play got some changes. We'll follow up with some videos for them. There's a lot of Doctor changes to go over, so we'll go over those later. Thank you all for watching, and as always, good game.